When I first started making art, I could not understand the quick sketch, the like, oh, I'm going to take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and do this quick sketch. It could be a face, it could be a bowl, it could be a still life, animal, whatever. Because what I couldn't understand was, why would you want to start something and not really finish it, or not do it perfectly? So I was really confused by that, and I still don't know the answer for sure. But what I do know for myself is those quick sketches are a way to, kind of set aside a preconceived notion of what the outcome should be, and it kind of gets you loosened up to then proceed further. So, for example, if you wanted to do something more perfectly, I guess, you're a little bit looser by having done something very quickly and having it not turn out perfectly, I guess, because you can't in 3 minutes. How far can you get, and how you can't take anything very far in that amount of time. At least I can't. But I so didn't understand that. I didn't understand the concept around warming up or loosening up, or what that even meant. So today I'm going to show you. I'm going to work just in my art journal, in my old book art journal, and using 3 different materials: a Stabilo Marks All pencil, a charcoal, and a soft pastel. And also I'm going to use some white gesso. And I would say it's there's mixed results. Each of them are 3 minutes. They all turn out slightly, different, obviously, even though I'm using the same reference photo. So anyway, it's another way to warm up. It's another way to loosen up. And it's another way just to do something imperfectly. Because I think for most of us, we can get really caught up in, it has to look a certain way, or it's not right, or it's not art, or it's not being creative. And I feel like it does not have to be perfect, and yet we're still using our creativity in that realm. And then I feel like it can then lead to other things. So this has really helped me because, for one thing, I rarely start on a smooth piece of paper. Now, you could do this on smooth paper. Pure white paper would be fine. I don't. I work, like I said, on a book page that already has some type of paint or material on it. It takes away even one more layer of perfection. So I get really hung up on that piece where things are supposed to look the way they are, and yet for myself, I prefer art that does have a looser feel to it, or has a more not tight feel, not as realistic feel to it. So anyway, I hope this encourages you just to do a few quick 3-minute sketches, just to get yourself kind of over that hurdle that you might have in beginning to create art, or just starting to create art. And don't just sit in it like me and like, wow, I just don't understand this at all. Just try it, and then if it doesn't work for you, you don't ever have to do it again. But you really literally have only spent 3 minutes, so you have nothing to lose. So give it a try and let me know if you do. For the first quick sketch, I'm going to use this as my reference photo, and I'm just going to put it right over here so that I can draw from it. And I'm going to use the book like I mentioned. And this page has, I'm not sure if it's modeling page or what I actually have down on here. I kind of am going through and finding a page that has just kind of a light color, and that way I can kind of sketch over the top. I'm using today, for this particular one, just the Stabilo Marks All pencil in black. I'm going to also use some white gesso, but like I said, it's 3 minutes, so I'm not actually sure how far I'm going to get and how much is going to happen. I'm probably just going to work on one side of this paper on this book, just given that it's not super flat, and I don't know, to use the whole page. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to work on this side for this first one, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's kind of what I got in my first 3 minute. I think I started too far up, but as you can see, now I kind of want to add in this little right there, that little lip line. But as you can see, it just kind of gets you warmed up. It's like a warm up. So the next one, I'm going to change up the materials and we'll do another one. Okay, for this quick sketch, 3 minute sketch, I found this page, which has some collage papers and some paint. Obviously, I was just using up stuff, and I think this will make a good, fun texture to work on. And again, I'm going to work on the right-hand side. The only change in supply is I'm going to use this charcoal pencil instead of the Stabilo Marxol that I used last time. And now that I'm kind of getting in the feel for the 3 minutes, we'll see where it goes. I'm going to actually use the same reference photo in this one as well. So let's get started. Okay, so there is this one. I think I started getting caught up in the details. I'd like to do a little bit more here. That's the problem. So you only have, I felt like I had a little more time, and I don't even want to stop now. And so I kind of got caught up in her neck and some of the details in her face, which, but still, it's just like, okay, I feel like I'm getting the feel for the 3 minutes, and we're going to do one more. For the last 3 minute sketch, I am going to, I have a box of pastels, soft pastels, and most of them, I'm not sure what the brand is. Some have the papers on, but most of them, they either break or I use them, and so I don't know, but I'm just gonna grab a black soft pastel and for this time, and I'm gonna stick with the white gesso and the paintbrush, kind of similar to what we've done. It's kind of fun to try a different media with the 3 different black kind of soft media that isn't permanent, that mixes with the white and creates some gray tones and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to use the same reference photo for this one, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. Well, I initially thought this was going to end up being my favorite, but I think I would have been better off leaving, instead of adding this white, I think I would have been better off leaving the green as the white and then just adding some other tones. So yeah, that's just how it goes. But I think that the point is that, it's practicing, it's doing it quickly, and, I think by this third one, I felt like I had more time than I probably did. First time I rushed, second time I think I nailed it. And then the third time I was like, oh, I have all kinds of time. But really it's 3 minutes. So it goes super fast. So anyway, I just encourage you to try these quick sketches on paper, or this is, like an art journal that I from a book, on pages that don't matter, that aren't going anywhere, just to kind of get you in the groove or the vibe of creating on something that doesn't matter. And when you give yourself a time limit, obviously that it will not be perfect, but it will kind of get you motivated to get started and then to move on from there. And I have actually used these quick sketches with cut them down, and with other things they actually can look pretty cool. So I would encourage you to give it a try and use whatever you have on hand. But using these 3 different materials, it's funny how they did, they each performed slightly different. I will say the pastel was darker and a little more difficult to control, which maybe was better in the long run. The charcoal I think turned out the best, and the Stabilo, I think I was a little tight there at the beginning. So anyway, have fun, give it a try, and it's a great way to get started.